So we've certainly proved then that this is a lot better than last week's edition of the pink coloured snow foam, if you've seen that one. So these have a lot better cleaning power, the foam's a lot nicer, all round far better product and far cheaper when you're looking at cost per wash and how economical this is. Gyeon's Q2M Foam, so we're going to do a full review on this, which is basically we're going to stay on label use as recommended by manufacturer. Going off label is, yes, something that everybody does, but not always maybe what you'd want to do when you're testing a product. You need to really do what they're telling you. So we're going to do that today, and then we'll see what sort of results we get from this. So it says here then, effective, safe, pre-wash, basically. Does not strip waxes, affect coatings, pH neutral after diluting, which is important because this is actually a very strong alkaline product when it's concentrated. And it's safe for all coatings basically. It says dilute product 1 to 5. So we're going to be using Ava's premium foam cannon. It says here apply a thick layer of foam onto panels, let it dwell for 2 to 3 minutes, make sure it doesn't dry, and then use a pressure washer to remove it. So this is my go-to then when we're talking pre-wash snow foams. There are other very comparable, both cost and performance wise, you know, from the big brands out there. When you're looking at total effectiveness, performance, economy, when you're talking cost per wash and all those sorts of things, I really like Gyeon's Q2M Foam. So what I'm doing usually is, we're talking 9 to 1 maybe, something like that, when I'm using this off label. I go right up to 15 to 1 depending what I'm doing. If I'm using it as a milder pre-wash in the summer, just dust or pollen or something like that, and it doesn't really need any sort of cleaning power as such to remove any road film, I'll probably be down at 15 to 1. If I need something a bit stronger, I'm generally at 9 and I don't go any stronger than that. So today we are going to try this at 5 just to make sure we're doing as required basically and as advertised, so it's comparable with something that you might do. If you use this just as you know, you're buying it for the first time, you're following their recommended instructions, not knowing any different, that's what we're going to be doing. So hopefully, last week you've seen the coloured snow foam debacle, as it were, and what happens if you buy basically cheap Amazon snow foams that are coloured and you think they're really cool. So it's all diluted at 5 to 1 then. We're all ready to go. Foam cannon's full. Let's get out there, give this thing a go. So here we are then, we're just going to have a quick condition check, pre-wash, so you can see the conditions, wheels and tyres, see the level of road film that's accumulated. It's only been about 5 days I think it is between last washes. You can see there's some dirt that's built up on the rear panel in there behind the rear tyre. There is a decent level of road film here, considering it's only been 5 days as I mentioned. Something that would certainly test one of these pH neutral pre-washers. So initially I didn't think that these would need a full contact wash, but if you look at the level of brake dust and dirt on there, they'll certainly benefit from that, so we'll go ahead and give them a full wash as well. I'll have shown you a quick pre-check of condition. So you should have already seen the condition. I'll give you all the close-ups and everything. It's really quite dirty. Loads of road film on there. You won't believe it's only been 5 days since I last cleaned, but there we are. So that's us all the way around once then. When you look at where we are, we've just over 50% left, or just around, you know, about 54-55% left in there. So running at 2/3 drawn there is good for twice round. You can see the quality of foam we're getting at that. We can obviously turn it up and do a bit more than that, which we might do next time, just to see what the full foam at that rate looks like. What we'll do first then, while we're waiting for the full dwell time, we're going to go ahead and rinse the wheels off and see what they look like after a quick rinse. So that's wheels all rinsed off. Foam's at its dwell time now. It's going to start to dry, so we'll get into taking that off. That's the pre-wash done. So Gyeon's Q2M at 521, number 6 on the drawer. Left for the right amount of dwell according to the label. And before it started to dry, we've just rinsed it all off then. And I'll give you a bit of a close-up now as to what that looks like. So here we are then. After a pre-wash with Gyeon's Q2M Foam, 521, I'd recommend it on pre-label. So as you'll be able to tell, compared to last week's trial with the coloured snow foam off Amazon, this is night and day sort of cleaning power and what you're looking at getting off. So you can see general water behaviour is better. You haven't got the sheeting sort of around this part here that's as bad. You still do have some down there, but you can generally tell it's removed all of that road film. Just to say it's a pre-wash, no contact wash done yet. Here again, it has split substantially better. Wheels are going to need a contact wash. You'll have seen what they were like pre. They are still dirty. You can just see around here. In there, we're going to need a full contact wash on those wheels as well. So we'll get on with that now and see the results. So you're rejoining me again now after wheel cleaning. You always think they don't need much, but once you've done it, in reality they're always dirtier than you think. So we've done wheels and tyres today. So we're going to foam again for the second time now. So we've done the initial pre-foam, rinsed. So we've then cleaned wheels, so they're sparkling now. So we're going to go ahead, foam for a second time and then use that as the contact wash. So that's had a little dwell time there then, while I've just been cleaning foam cannon out. So we'll get on to contact wash. So as you should always be doing then if you're following good practices, you should do top portions first. Really leave the bottom sills, rear area behind the wheels and everything till last, just to prevent picking anything up in this Chanel wash mitt and transferring that elsewhere on the car. Right, so that's full contact wash done after the second foam. I'm going to give it another rinse off now and we'll go from there. So you join me again after we've rinsed the car for a second time. Just took the DI water system up to pressure washer. So we're going to go head, rinse again for the final time, then it can be left to air dry. Right, so that's the old car gone round then, with the DI water system hooked up. Done a full rinse. They were all clean anyway, all the soap and everything were off, so we've just replaced the hard tap water with nice deionised water at 0 parts per million, as tested earlier today in my water storage unit. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and look back both how I make my own, store it in small quantities, and then how I use for the full wash process as well, and store locally outside 250 litres. Gyeon's Q2M Foam then at 5 to 1, as the label recommends, so that's full on-label use. You can obviously change dilutions locally. We've done anything between 2/3 draw and full draw today, just as a test to see what the foam looks like. Cleaning power wise, it's good, you know, it's as good as you could expect without going higher up the pH scale to one of those alkaline foams. If you're looking at sort of Biltambers products, Auto Foam, Touchless, which are 12 and 13 on the pH, so they've got a bit more cleaning power. If you wanted to change something like this, as I prefer to do instead of buying an alternate product, I generally add Gyeon Green Star to this. So that can be 5 to 10 ml normal use, anything up to 30 ml really, if you wanted to give it that alkaline punch in line with some of those other pre-washed products. If you haven't got a ceramic coated car or any sort of paint protection on there, there's no worries with using those stronger alkaline products, but just to be on the safe side, I prefer something pH neutral most of the time. When paired with a contact wash, as we've done today then, so I've used it after the second foam for a full contact wash with the Chanel wash mitt. Really nice, you know, you get that nice thick sudsy sort of soapy feeling, a lot better than using a traditional bucket wash, as the soap's already on the car. It tends to be a lot more lathered, really nice lubrication. So in summary then, I think this is a really good pH neutral wash, so if that's what you're looking for, then this is as good as any others. Depending on dilutions you're using, it's really economical. And off-label use, usually what you're having to do with other brands is go stronger than recommended on label. With this one, you can go substantially weaker, 2-3 times weaker. So this recommends 5 to 1. I regularly do between 9 and 15. So that is quite unusual. It means these are more economical than usual. You're looking at 65 ml in that case per 1,000 millilitres or 1 litre. So when you're looking at this is about £15 off Amazon as I buy it. You're getting about 15 uses out of that at 15 to 1 at 65 ml out of one of these. So round numbers, you're at about £1 a use, dollar, euro, whichever currency you're getting, as long as you're paying a similar price for this then. This is probably one of the safest and most effective pH neutral, once diluted P-washes on market. Cost effective, really good economically, good cleaning power for what it is. So something that I would highly recommend. It is my go-to, what I'm currently using. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's product review. If you have, drop it a like down below if you've not already. Subscribe for more reviews and things to come. We're also doing different processes and you know, testing other equipment and products, as well as big branded stuff like this, just to see basically what I'd usually use to put it out there. We'll be doing some mini-series. We've just finished a DNI's water mini-series, both how to make your own, recover it and store locally for full wash processes, and then how we would use it with the pressure washer and everything like we've done again today. We're going to be doing some other cost challenges and things like that, time stuff, so hope you've enjoyed. YouTube will now recommend what it thinks is good for you right here, and we'll see you next time.